we are going to tackle about the debt to total assets ratio. So when we talk about debt to total assets ratio, it describes how much a company's assets are financed through debt. So the ratio represents the greater the proportion of the debt funding, the greater the risk of potential solvency issue for the business. So a higher debt to total assets ratio indicates that there are higher risks of involved because the company will have difficulty repaying creditors. So a company in this case may be more open to bankruptcy. So this measure is closely watched by lenders and creditors since they want to know whether the company owes more money than it possesses. So the debt to total assets ratio, it is important for companies and creditors because it shows how financially stable a company is.
So now, let's talk about understanding the total debt to total assets ratio. The total debt to total assets ratio analyzes a company's balance sheet. The calculation includes long-term and short-term debt, borrowings maturing within 1 year of the company. It also encompasses all assets, both tangible and intangible. It indicates how much debt is used to carry a firm's assets and how those assets might be used to service debt, therefore measures a firm's degree of leverage. Debt servicing payments must be made under all circumstances. Otherwise, the company would breach its debt covenants and run the risk of being forced into bankruptcy by creditors, while other liabilities such as accounts payable and long-term leases can be negotiated to some extent. There is very little wiggle room with debt covenants. A company with a high degree of leverage may thus find it more difficult to stay afloat during a recession than one with low leverage. It should be noted that the total debt measure does not include short-term liabilities such as accounts payable and long-term liabilities such as capital losses and pension plan obligations. To get the debt to total assets ratio, we should divide the total debt to total assets. In year 2018, we have here a total liabilities amounting to 1,600,000 and a total assets amounting to 2,300,000. So 1,600,000 divided by 2,300,000 is equals to 0.69. We usually express this into percentage. We will move it into two decimal places. So 69% of the company is funded by debt. So in the year 2019, we have here a total liabilities amounting to 1,850,000 and a total assets amounting to 2,700,000. 1,850,000 divided by 2,700,000 is equals to 0.68, and move it by two decimal places, so it's gonna be 68%. 68% of the company is funded by debt. So to get the debt to total assets ratio in Apple Incorporation, we should add the total current assets and the total non-current assets so we can get the total assets in the year 2017. So the total assets of the year 2017 is 375,319. And to get the total liabilities, we should add the commercial paper, term debt, current portion, and the term debt, non-current portion. So the total liabilities of the year 2017 is 115,680. To get the debt to total assets ratio, we should use the formula total debt divided by total assets. total debt amounting to 115,680 divided by total assets amounting to 375,319 is equals to 0.308. And move it into two decimal places, so it's gonna be 30.8%. So 30.8% of the company is funded by debt in the year 2017. In the year 2018, to get the total assets, we should add the total current assets amounting to 131,339 and the total non-current assets amounting to 234,386. We have here the total assets amounting to 365,725. And to get the total liabilities in the year 2018, we should add the commercial paper amounting to 11,964 and the term debt current position 8,784 and the term debt non-current portion 93,735. And we have the total liabilities of the year 2018 amounting to 114,483. To get the debt to total assets ratio in the year 2018, we should divide the total debts amounting 114,483 and a total assets amounting 365,725 is equals to 0.313 and move it into two decimal places, so it will be 31.3%. 31.3% of the company is funded by debt.